Welcome to the Golden Valley Light Railway video platform. This is a stockbook series video. Ruston LBT 7002/0567/6. Let's take a look at this little Ruston model LBT that is on static display at the GVLR. It was delivered new to Stoke Bardolph Sewage Works in Nottinghamshire, UK in the year 1967. It worked there, taking sediment from the filter beds in similar skip wagons to those behind it in this display to an area for further treatment. Under its cowling, a Ruston 2YDAL 2-cylinder air-cooled diesel engine gives it 31.5 horsepower. It has a 3-speed gearbox in either direction that is worked by hydraulic comb clutches. Here, in a photo taken by Gordon Edgar in 1989, it can be seen at the side of one of the filter beds at Stoke Bardolph Sewage Works. It is displaying the fleet number L203N. In the second photo, taken by Roy Burt, the sludge lift machinery can be seen that fed the skips. Both photographs were provided by Gordon Edgar. There is a link to his photo gallery site in the video description. Here it can be seen, in photos provided by one of our volunteers, in 1996, being craned into its display position when it arrived at the GVLR. It had come to us from the Papelwick Pumping Station Trust's Industrial Museum site, where it had been on display since it ended its working life in late 1989. Getting back to the loco, if we look up over the plywood board that was put in place to stop unwanted access, we can look into the cab. Let's pause the video and look at the controls. Furthest away we have the light switch, the engine stop, the sanding control, the gear selector, the engine speed control lever, the direction control lever, the engine oil pressure gauge, and lastly, the gearbox oil pressure gauge. Just out of sight is the large brake lever. As we peer in through the mesh side panel, you can just make out the cooling fins on the cylinder barrels and the push rod tubes. There is the engine hour meter also. If we zoom in on it, you can just make out that it says 5,718.3 hours. Not sure if this is a total or since it was last serviced. It has not run in a long time. In the top right corner of the cowl side, you can just make out the fleet number U84. There is the headlamp, and if you peer through the mesh, in the oval grille, you can just about see the blades on the cooling fan. When it came to us, it was only ever intended to be a static display. We know it has a broken spring or collapsed bearing on one of the axles, but repair and restoration is not beyond hope yet. I think it needs at least a fresh coat of paint to preserve it a bit longer. It has been painted in the past by a volunteer. Would you like to be that volunteer that comes along and helps us preserve it? What would you like to see happen to it? Leave your comments below. Links to our website, where you can find out about becoming a volunteer, are in the video description. That concludes our visit to the Ruston LBT at the Golden Valley Light Railway. Don't forget to like the video by clicking the thumbs up icon, and if you want, leave us a comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.